Hey guys, all right, so we're going to take a look at the Christmas tree. If you are just jumping in the middle of this tutorial, go all the way back, watch the whole playlist. But the Christmas tree for me is like the magic elixir, right? It's the thing that helps Santa um, to stay alive and keep throwing snowballs downrange. All right, so let me go ahead and move this over. And here we go. Again, quick check. Don't screw yourself up here. Make sure you have it connected there, selected here. It'll show up in little shadow form. Here's the deal, because it's new, I need to add it. Here's what the game looks like right now. There's no trees. We are just firing snowballs at presents, and we're not getting any points for it yet. But we're not getting, nothing goes wrong except the annoying, ominous bonk on the head. So this time I have, when the flag is clicked, hide it, just like we did before. In a forever loop, pick a random spot. So the trees are going to drop down, and then they're going to create a clone. When I start as a clone, just like before, show up, go to a random place, and then drop. Now, I decided, because it's health, I want it to fall faster. So I bumped up that number. And then again, if it hits the bottom, delete it. If it touches Santa, start a sound glug. So, like it's probably not the right sound, but I don't care. And then you can see where I started to figure out the health. That if his health is less than 5, so I'm giving him a maximum health, otherwise you can't keep getting trees, then increase his health by 1, and then delete it. So if he catches the tree, it's going to bump up his health only if he needs it, and then it's going to delete, right? But if he shoots it with a snowball, then it makes a bite sound. Again, you play around with the sounds and it deletes. In other words, sorry, dude, you just shot your elixir. Okay. So that's really all there is to the tree. All the sounds are coded back here into the. What did I think I coded the sounds. I'm sorry, the sounds for this one are coded right in. So you had to add those here. So there's glug and bite. But if I want to go back and show you that piece of how do we get the game score health part? And I think I did that with Santa, or maybe it's on the gift. Let me zoom way out here. Here we go. All right, I dragged it down to the bottom. So what I had to do here is I had to create a variable. And you just click on variables and make a variable. And so you title it whatever you want. Uh, this is confusing to me at first because I'm like, well, what's the variable? You're just naming it, and then you're going to code what it means and does. Okay, so I created a variable. I'm going to turn it on now. These boxes here make them show up on screen. So let's say, which one do I need? Health, and I need score. But I also created one, yeah, health and score. So I started off, if you can see here, when the game starts, gives Santa a score of 0 and gives Santa a health of 3. Okay, so all I did was I dragged over set. You change this parameter to score. Those are my variables. And you set it what it wants. When you check the box, it shows up on screen. Okay. Then what I decided to do is put in a forever loop that if his health gets less than a quarter, now you could choose whatever you want. Basically, that's my smallest increment is a quarter of a takeaway of health. That essentially he's hit 0. He's dead. Okay. So essentially what we're going to do is we're going to go play this sound. That means the game is over, the wah, 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 and then stop everything. Okay. So that's the end of the game. If those conditions are met. So when I go back now and I play, you're going to watch the score. So stop it. I don't have score. So now that I've got the health and the score up there, so that the tree works, I've got to go back to the present or the snowball. Let's see if if the snowball, let's see, hits Santa. So maybe this would be under present. Okay, so this one right here, if it hits the ground, we want to do something. We want to subtract some life. So I'm going to go to my variable and I'm going to change. So I'm going to change the let's change the score. That's what I should have done. This is not how I made the game, but we're gonna subtract a half a point every time one hits the ground. So we're gonna drop that right there. And then I'm going to change every time he hits one with a snowball. We're gonna change the score by 1, whatever. Okay, so every time one hits the ground, you lose a point, or lose half a point. You gain a point when you hit one. And then delete the clone. But when it hits Santa, we want to change the health. So we're going to say change the health by minus 0.5. Okay, so it gives you 6 hits and then he's dead. All right, but then we can go over to the tree. And now, whenever he gets a tree, it improves his health, right? So he's got a chance to get back some of what he's losing. And now we have the health of the tree working with the point system, all that stuff. I think we're all good. Let's go ahead and hit play and see what happens. Okay, I still don't have those snowballs fixed. I got to fix those. Let's see. We'll let him bonk one. Yep, went down to 2. Let's let one hit the ground. Oh, another one. But we just got our glug. So we went back up in our health. And you can see, I'll go ahead and let the whole, I'm going to bonk a couple times here. Get down to 3, 2.5. And maybe this is too slow. Like maybe Santa's got a concussion, so maybe you don't want Santa to get bonked this many times before it dies. Okay, so maybe that's not the way it stops everything. We're good to go. And so that's essentially how the game is played and how I made it. And then I added in the blue ones, just because this is kind of the last one until you can tweak this and make it however you want. Now, for the blue gift, all I did is I set the size to 25%, hide it, create a clone of myself. I picked a random wait time. In other words, these aren't going to come out all the time, right? And I may actually bump this up from 5 to 10. It picks a random spot. It drops super fast. And then if it's touching the snowball, I get 3 points. If it goes off to the bottom, if you miss the blue ones, they decrease your health and they decrease your score. So this may really be a time where you might want to have this wait. So, this is an idea I just had. I'm going to throw this in. I'm going to have this wait. There we go. If you make this game, if you make it 10 seconds into the game, the blues are going to appear and make it infinitely harder. So let's see how this plays out now. If I cannot, 1, 2, I'm just going to try to count up to 10 seconds. We're about 5 seconds in. 8. And so any second. Oh gosh, there's the first blue one. Ah! So that little bit of anxiety. And the game is a little bit harder. I didn't get it. Okay, so you can see my health is dropping. Oh, there's no way I'm getting that one. Oh, that actually gave me points. Okay, so you get the basic idea. I'm going to bonk a bunch of times. And you can see my score going down. So the other thing, here's a couple things that I learned from students that maybe they would fall as gravity falls, which is a really cool observation from 5th graders. They don't fall like gravity. They don't accelerate. So I figured out a way to do that. Maybe you can tell me if you can figure it out. And Santa, if I hold down the key, should move progressively faster side to side. That would be cool. So I'm really interested in all the different things, but this is essentially it. Change the background, change your sprites. This is how you get the game started. And then you can decide if you want Santa to move forward or back. If you want Santa to be able to throw at an angle, which is what the arrow is about. So as he moves around, he can throw sidearm. That I couldn't manage the game, but maybe some students who are better than me can. Maybe I'll make a follow-up of all the things that my students come up with on this game after I show it to them, and then we'll see how awesome it gets. So what I'll do right now, last bonus here, is I'm going to hop out to the finished-ish game. As of right now, this is my finished game. And I'm going to just show you the code so you can see a couple of the different things that I did. And also, if I go to the project page, I'm sorry, I'm going to back right out. I did put some credits in here. The 2 YouTube videos that I watched to get me started are right there in the link. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But, you know, I'm going to be that for you guys. So let me pop inside real quick. And now you're going to notice I have this move speed. I have, what's another, let me click on variables. So I have the variables of move speed, regenerate speed, which is how quickly the things appear at the top. I turned that into a variable so that it could have some math tied into it. And you can see that now I actually have Santa moving up and down the screen, right? So he's super maneuverable. And now I want to know how to fix my problem with, see, oh, that's the end of the game. So again, that's Santa. Let me look at the gift and see if there's anything else I should have. So fall speed and regenerate speed come into play here. The snowball, I don't have anything different. Go to Santa. Nope. Christmas tree. Let's see if there's anything weird in here. Nope. The arrow. All right, so essentially what I did is I have an arrow. It's wherever Santa is. It's pointing straight up and down. It's going to go to Santa if the A key is pressed. Now, let me go ahead and pull this out so you can see it. I don't know why I can't see it. Maybe it's behind Santa. That's why. So I'm going to show it real quick. All right, so see, I'm throwing this way, but I hit A. I hit S. So I think what I'm going to do with this is make a one button press where he throws in that direction and then immediately comes back to center. I don't know. I would love your feedback ideas on that. Let's see. So that's the arrow and how that works. I'm going to go ahead and hide the arrow and I'll move over to the gift and see if there was anything new. I think I just put in those other parameters of clone, score, health. No, so you can mess with the health. You can mess with the score. You can mess with the speed. You can achieve a level at a certain time. You get to a certain number of points that ends the level and then changes the background. All that stuff is stuff that I think I know how to do, but I haven't done it yet. So I'll be updating this video in the next week or so, leading up to the holidays 2022. If you're watching this now, if not, look for an update because this was so much fun that I loved going back and forth with my students, getting their suggestions, getting their code. And I'm going to be doing that more and more and more. So I kind of imagine this thing blowing up on me or moving into other video game creation stuff because it's just so engaging, so much fun. The last piece of this is the curriculum. So I guess maybe I'll make one more video before I kick it for the night. And that one will be right up there in just a second.